Hello, viewers. I welcome you to this first episode of Advice to Young Men, or How Can We Live in These Last Days as Young Men and Women. This is our first episode, therefore, I advise you to subscribe, share to your friends, and share to your beloved sisters and brothers so that together we can advise each other on how we can live as youths in these last days. There are so many things that challenge us as young men, so many things that we need to learn as young men, even as we are living in these last days. Hence, we decided to create this platform and have diverse lessons and episodes so that we can learn from each other on how we can live in these last days as young men. It is a blessing to have you. May you please subscribe and share these videos so that even our brothers and sisters from different places, they can benefit from these lessons. The book that we are going to consider today, it is the book of Luke, chapter 2. The verse is 52. What does the Bible say? And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and man. I will read in your hearing once again. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature, and in favor with God and man. As we are beginning our episode, we should know that Jesus is interested that as we are growing as young men and women, number one, we need to increase in wisdom. It worries God when someone was born in 2000 and the wisdom is still the same as the person who was born in 2022. It worries God when someone was born in 2000, but he behaves like a person who was born in 2022. It really worries God. So we need to increase in wisdom and stature. Wisdom comes from God. Wisdom comes by prayer. It is another thing to be intelligent and another thing to be wise. It is very much important to pray for wisdom as a young youth. It is very much important to pray for wisdom as a young lady, a young man. Very important. We are going to find time to talk about just wisdom in the next episodes. But for today, we are just going to get the synopsis. We are just going to introduce it so that we should not tarry long. The other thing is stature. The way it worries our mothers when they give birth to us, they see that their child is not growing in stature. That is the same way it worries God when we don't grow in stature. It is very important as a young man and woman to grow in stature. Now, there is a very important thing that we need to know. In favor with God and man. Most of the youth, they will say, I don't care as long as God knows that I believe in Him. Even if men don't know that I believe in God, I don't care. But here, the Bible says we should find favor from men also, not only from God. It is important to grow in favor with men also. God, Jesus, grow in favor with God and man. That is the equation on how a youth should grow. It doesn't only require you to grow in favor with God, but you need also to grow in favor with man. You need to grow in favor with man. How can we grow in favor with man? How can we grow in favor with God? That will be our next episode. Please continue following, subscribe, invite others, so that as we are going to dig much on how we should grow as young men and women, we should learn together, never be left out. Let us discuss His words together. Please write a comment, ask a question, and even as you ask a question, you can even suggest the topic that you want us to discuss next time. You are free to suggest the topic. You are free to suggest what you think. May God bless you even as you invite others.